your like true partner isn't going to be someone bowing down to like your comedic side, because you already have that and you already love that in yourself. What you're going to find is someone even more loving when you're on your down days, right? Let you just
You're really going to make me cry in the club right now.
Hello and welcome to DinnerViews. I'm your host, Matthew Francis, and this is a show where essentially I get to make a dream dinner for my friends who live here in Hollywood and interview them about their life, their career, and what are their views on the world. Today, I have a really amazing friend of mine. Pop on up.
Hello, it's
Maya
me.
Murillo.
Hi.
She's incredible. Of course, you've seen her all over the internet before. She's like a viral comedian star.
Wow, thank you so much
Put all
for
the
saying
compliments
that.
on you. And yeah, like we used to work together. We tried to do a video together for the concha. Remember that?
We tried to make a giant concha and it just like failed.
It was bad. It was.
Yeah.
It wasn't her. It really wasn't. It was just like I had never made it before, and it was a giant one.
It wasn't you either. It was just
like
I think it was just for us to hang out and bond.
Yes, it was our introduction to the
Yes.
friendship, and like, but yeah, I felt so bad because we never like finished it because we ran out of time. But it's a moment for us, I would say.
Yeah.
The world can't have that.
Yeah, it's fine. No one will ever know that we tried to do that.
Yeah, just
now they
like our embarrassing memories.
Yes. Ooh.
But yeah, so thanks for being here.
Of course.
And now I know you probably know some things, but not everything about the show. But essentially, before you actually get to have dinner, I'm gonna make you work for all the food.
What? No!
It's not free, you know, you're here for a reason.
Okay.
But first, so for the few people out there who don't know who you are, please just like kind of give like an abridged, quick life story of Maya.
So, I started making videos at the age of 16 when I started my blog, Mayainthemoment.com.
Mm-hmm.
And I just celebrated 10 years of Maya in the Moment because I turned 26 this year.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I've just been making videos since I was 16, and eventually I went on Vine, created videos on YouTube, and BuzzFeed found me. Ella specifically, well, Macy and Ella basically, and they asked me to be a resident on Better Like, which is the Latinx team at BuzzFeed. So now I am a full-time video producer there, making content for those who don't feel Latinx enough, whether it's in the language, generational, whatever it is. I'm here for you, creating content, making you laugh, making you cry, making you open up and be a little vulnerable and be proud of your emotions. So
yeah, and I always feel like I told this to Curly and Jaleesa, but like Paralike is my favorite of all like the BuzzFeed branches because you guys' content is like always hilarious. It's always on point, and I relate most to like your character because I went through school and I studied Spanish, so like I know a lot of things, but a lot of things I like lose. So I'm like, oh, I relate to her where she like is like, I don't really know for sure.
Struggle bus.
Yeah, struggle bus is a great way to say it. Yeah.
Yeah, I am like third or fourth generation Mexican American, and I know Spanglish. I would say Spanglish is like my favorite language. That's what I grew up with. So I do videos on the channel where I, try to learn Spanish and try to connect with my culture more. So it's definitely struggling sometimes.
But that's why it's so relatable, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of people like you.
Exactly, and I love to show that, and I feel like my purpose on this earth is to showcase that, emotions are okay, that our weaknesses that we think are insecurities are actually our strengths and can help us relate to other people and help heal stories. And when you heal yourself, you heal your ancestors. So, yeah.
Wow. What a way to like tie that up.
Do I get food now?
No, almost. Like there's more. So okay, we'll go into that. So the first segment, okay, because this show has segments, is called Fast Food Favorites. And essentially what you have to do is you have to pick one of these pieces of paper out. So this says chip flavor, right?
Okay.
You will quickly, as fast as you can, just list off your favorite chip flavor, and you'll keep pulling more items.
Damn. Okay.
And you try to get as many as you possibly can, and then in 60 seconds. And then if you get a high number, we write down in this guest book.
Oh my god.
And your goal is to beat out other competitors.
I bet you the number one person is Jaleesa.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
She has 24.
She's so competitive.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No one has beat her yet.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna beat her.
Well, you can try. So, just think of the fastest things you can.
Well, I eat a lot. I eat a lot of fast food. I eat a lot in general, which is so relatable.
Yes.
So maybe I'll be able to do this right.
Yes, I think you can. Okay, and you don't have to think about fast food. Think of more just like the game is fast.
Okay.
But ready? 3, 2, up. Hey,
Oh,
hand,
no, I done.
hand
Okay.
out. 3, 2, 1, go.
Wait. Sushi. Albacore.
Okay, great. Keep going.
Herb. Rosemary.
Yeah, good job.
What is this? Bread. Oh, sourdough.
Nice.
Chip flavor. Doritos. Dairy item. Cottage cheese. Ew, that's not my favorite. That's not my favorite.
I was like, wow.
Common salad. Caesar salad.
Ah. That's fine.
Meat. Carne asada. That's a dessert. Flan.
Okay.
Shit. Oh, I got 2. Vegetable. Cucumber. Yum. Candy. Oh my god. Sour Patch Kids. Chocolate bar. Milk chocolate.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I hate
Like a
dark
chocolate
chocolate. Burrito filling. Chorizo. Yes. Oh god. Lettuce. The fuck. Iceberg.
Yeah.
Like icebreaker.
Oh, that's it.
Oh.
Put it back.
Last
Nice.
supper.
Like, what would your last supper be?
Oh.
Nice. This is pretty good. Let's count them up.
I don't think I got it. I don't think I got enough. That she got 24.
Yeah, but she was kind of an outlier.
She is insane.
Yeah. Most people got around like 13 to 16. But I like the game because I think it really does say a lot about a person. You know, like Curly said his favorite meat was penis. So like that, you know.
Curly!
It says things about you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I'm average. I'm basic.
You know what? That's okay.
What did Curly get?
Let me look it up. I forgot a pen.
How did Julissa get 24?
She literally was like, okay, can I think of a strategy for a second? And I'm like, sure. She's like, okay. She's like, got it. And she's like, just like rushed them off. It was great. He got 16.
God damn it.
It's okay. You know what?
I think I was like, I'm whatever.
It's all right. You had quality answers. That matters too.
Yes. Quality answers.
Yes.
Always.
Okay, amazing. So that was fast food favorites.
Okay.
And now we're gonna have our first food. All
Yay!
right?
I'm so hungry after that.
So yeah, that was a lot of work, right?
It stressed me out.
So the next segment is called What App, where essentially while I'm giving you an appetizer app, you're answering questions from social media apps. Okay.
Clever.
I'll be right back with the food.
Is this my water?
This is your water. Yeah, enjoy.
God. Oh, I love this bottle. ASMR. Yes, cheese.
Yes.
I love cheese.
So now here's the food, and I'm gonna pull up the questions, and this is essentially Caesar salad, okay?
Yum.
Because I kind of forced you into having vegetables.
I love. Oh yeah, I didn't say any vegetables, huh?
You're like cucumber, and I was like, oh, okay. Like,
Oh,
anything
okay.
else? Nope.
Yeah, I love Caesar salad.
Great. So here's some romaine and iceberg, and well, mostly just romaine, a little bit of green leaf lettuce too. And then here's a homemade dressing. Have you ever had Caesar before? Like homemade dressing?
Not homemade.
Wow.
You made it
I did, of
here
course.
at your
Yes.
home.
Oh yes.
Wow.
There's inside it. There's some egg. There's mustard, oil, lemon juice, Parmesan,
My mouth
garlic,
is watering.
and then have you ever had anchovy paste?
No.
It might sound gross, but it just tastes like salt.
Did you? Are the croutons homemade?
Yeah, well, I didn't make the bread, but I the same bread that I used for your sandwiches coming up, and I made some croutons. Yeah. All you do is cut them up and you toast them with some olive oil, salt, and pepper. I'm not gonna do cheap stuff for you, Maya.
Oh wow!
And then we have some Parmesan cheese. And then I also, since I had so much cheese I bought for you, and I was like, I can't make this many sandwiches, we have just cheese to kind of
Cheese on cheese on cheese on cheese.
cheese on cheese that you can snack on that while you're having salad.
Yeah.
And there's blueberries. I have some pomegranates. There's vinegar. There's so much you can have. Okay. So let me give this a little bit of a toss. This is the hardest thing. Well, there we go. I'm gonna stand up. Da-da-da. Oh, just let it fall. dun, dun.
Oh my god, it's good.
The crouton, good. Mm-hmm. Great.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then if you want more dressing, there's always some available. Here you go. And then I'll pull up your questions.
Thank you so much. This is so beautiful, amazing. Good. What a dream.
I am here to serve
dinner.
Friends.
What a dream dinner.
Oh, whoa, she's got the brand on. Okay, so start chowing down here. Want to try it together?
Yes.
Okay. Make sure you have some like kind of coated with everything.
That dressing is good.
Yeah? Okay, good. If you need anything more, let me know. Like more dressing, more cheese, more pepper.
This is like a, what is it called? Mukbang?
Essentially, yeah, like a food ASMR.
Yeah, and like a amazing show at the same time.
I'm trying to hit a lot of different, areas.
You're nailing it.
Thank you. Okay, so first question is actually from a friend of the show, Nikki Ong. This is one of the ones that was sent to me. And she wants me to ask you the question that she asked the next guest in the show. If there was a zombie apocalypse, how many days would you survive?
0.
0? Just
0.
like the first day?
I would be like, you know what? I'm split. Because sometimes I have the attitude that like, I'm fierce, I can do anything. And then my Pisces kicks in and I'm just like, just take me. Just take me with you. But then my Aries kicks in and I'm like, no, don't take me with you. I punch you and then I win the world.
I'm Aries too.
I know.
Yeah, so there's like many sides of me that is like I'm really resourceful and I'm really headstrong, right? So I could do it. But then like I was like watching Game of Thrones this week. Did you watch it? I don't want to spoil anything.
No, I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Okay, so then fine. But there's like a literal wave of zombies. I'm like, no, I don't want to even deal with it. Like, what's the point?
How would you?
Yeah, like I'm not even joking. A wave of zombies, like just like.
No, I feel like me and Curly would be like.
Yeah, Curly said he was like, I'm gonna go out quick. And the only person that said, and that was asked to Jaleesa from Nikki, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be the last person on Earth." Like
she would survive.
Yeah.
I feel so safe when I'm with her. If like the apocalypse were to happen.
Yeah.
Like I would be like, I'm going with her. Like she's my person.
She can like defend the entire planet.
Oh
herself.
Man, she was telling me about certain fights that she used to get in.
Like what?
I'm not gonna spoil it.
Oh, okay.
She can fight.
Oh, I believe it. This person asks. Their name is MVDL MVIDL _ What is your favorite food to have for breakfast, and what do you usually eat for breakfast?
I love chicken and waffles. If I'm really hungry.
That's a strong choice. Love it.
Chicken and waffles, or just a simple breakfast sandwich.
Okay.
Yeah, like with turkey, bacon in it. I love me a reduced turkey bacon. What is it? Reduced turkey bacon sandwich at Starbucks.
Okay.
It's good. Has like egg whites. Simple.
Reduced fat.
Reduced fat.
There we go.
Reduced turkey bacon. Anyway, I'm dyslexic.
No, it's fine. Okay, great.
Yeah, I would love that.
What is your favorite Spongebob episode? Are you a fan? Okay.
I'm a huge Spongebob fan. Only of like the older seasons. I've tried to watch some of the new episodes of this season. I don't know if it's the way kids are consuming television nowadays and comedy, but it was not funny to me. Thank you. Yes, cheese. It was like not funny to me. I don't know. It was just super quick, like joke, 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 funny thing. Whereas before, SpongeBob episodes took their time.
Right.
You know, and we consumed it and we waited and we watched and we laughed. We didn't need to be like, I think because kids get distracted these days.
Yeah.
But okay, my favorite SpongeBob episode, the secret box one is very funny, where like when they go into the box, that's my favorite one.
Okay.
When they go into the box and it turns into like a different world, and like Squidward shakes the box, and SpongeBob and Patrick start screaming because they're like, ah, oh my gosh, and then you hear the guy say, my leg. So that's my favorite.
Amazing. when I was really young, I watched it for a bit, and I remember I did like it, but then I think I just like kind of fell out of it and never really came back. So I have like a few memories here and there, and I'm like, oh, it's great, but I don't remember everything. Wow, okay.
It's my favorite show.
Favorite show? Wow.
I'm such an ugly eater.
Don't say that. This is a safe space for food lovers.
Well, just the way like I eat, I'm like, I zone out, and I like have this weird. If you look up like all the taste tests that I'm in a lot.
Yeah.
You will see me like my eyes glaze over and eat because I'm focusing on like, oh my god, this is so good.
Oh, this I actually really want to know because I'm such an idiot. What does poncha concha mean?
Okay. Pocha is a derogatory term for Mexican Americans or any Mexicans who are Americanized, whitewashed, all that stuff. So like your Spanish would be pocho, my Spanish would be pocha. It can be a pocha. Yeah, so that's what it's meant to hurt people.
But you reclaim it, take it back.
Yeah, and
Love
how
that.
and a concha is pan dulce, which is sweet bread. You know about that.
Yeah, we know
I
about
think
that.
everybody knows about like a sweet bread, and it looks like a shell, concha.
So
In
good.
other countries, concha means vagina.
Oh.
So
Maybe that's why they were confused.
yeah, maybe. But how the name came about was one day Curly was like talking about all the people that we have on the team, like how diverse we are. He's like, oh, we have our Dominicans, we have a Colombian, we have this and that, and we have our own pocha concha. And I was like, ouch. Because, I mean, to me, it was like not a term that I would like to have. And then I was like, oh, actually, that's really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I took that, thanks Curly, and I turned it into like a series. And
Yeah.
and other people called themselves pocha conchas, which I love.
Yeah.
And so now it's like a little thing, and yeah, I wanted to grow more.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, hey, you have someone who helped you out with that.
Yeah.
Actually, I came out and helped you with one of them, right? What was it?
I made a concha.
Yeah, and I felt
And
bad
it-
because everyone was like, they're so dry, and I was like, ah!
No, it was me. It was like, and I made like a tres leches cake recently. I didn't put enough milk in it. I'm like,
So
I
that was
always,
dry?
yeah, I always fuck up something. I
Well,
always
we'll
mess
do
up.
more food stuff together, and I will help you out.
Yes, please.
This took a turn. I thought it said, why are you proud to be a Latina? But it said, why you're not proud to be, which is not as
What?
nice.
Who
Yeah.
said that? Oh,
But
hell
let's
no.
change her question and just say, why are you a proud Latina?
Listen, Charlie.
Yeah.
I'll answer both.
Okay.
Because some people get confused that like when Latinx who don't speak Spanish or who are generations in like I am, they think that they are ashamed of their culture because they're not embracing it by speaking Spanish. When it's like my dad knows Spanish, my mom doesn't know Spanish because her parents, my grandparents, didn't want to teach them Spanish because they wanted to use it as a tool to talk crap about their kids without them knowing.
Yeah.
Which is not good.
But kind of smart. I'm not gonna
Kind of
lie.
smart, but also like they lost, that kind of like connection.
Yeah.
And my mom embraces, her culture 100%. Like I'm full Mexican American on both sides. And so people get confused with the way I assimilate with American culture, that I'm not proud of my roots. And honestly, my roots are in Arizona. Whenever I go back to Mexico, like, yeah, that's the motherland, but, I'm not Mexican. I'm Mexican American. I'm a Chicana, which is a completely different subculture that, first generation, maybe Mexican Americans or anybody wouldn't understand unless, I guess first gens would, but it's just a thing that people don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, and people think that they're the gatekeepers of, being Latinx, which is
Yeah.
like, but once I started researching my culture, researching my roots and where I come from, all this stuff, I'm like, nobody can tell me anything because I know who I am. I know where I come from. I know my Yaqui roots, which is like a Native American tribe in Tucson. And that has to do with Mexico and Arizona, which is like, Arizona's on the border. So like, you can't tell me anything because the border crossed us.
Yeah.
So like, calm down.
Yeah. And what in your own identity is different and unique, which makes it special enough to like have a story. I think being different is more interesting than just assimilating to everyone else.
Yeah, and I used to feel very down on myself of like, why don't I already know Spanish? Why wasn't I born knowing all these things about my culture? And then I realized that's not my journey. My journey is to learn and to showcase that it is possible to learn and to grow and to connect with your culture. And I'm teaching my mom Spanish right now, which is like amazing, and it's like unheard of because, you know, people who usually, I mean, people in our culture usually, their parents speak Spanish and then they teach them Spanish. So I've always done things like very backwards. So, but I accept it, and I feel like that's, you know, a thing for everyone who doesn't feel enough in any, not just in a culture, but in any way. Like, it's your purpose to research and discover more, and to bring that back to your family or bring it back to the internet or whatever, and not to like hate yourself for it. Because questions like those that are like
weighted,
that are like, why are you not proud to be Latina, are really projections of their own self-hate. So I used to be like, I'm so mad every time I would get a comment like that, but now I'm like, you need to go to therapy.
We're definitely gonna talk about that more, like just because like the wealth of experience you have, and now that I've had these last couple of years of like being on the internet in such a big way, you really have to develop a thick skin.
Yes. It's also like, I was just talking about this the other day, it's thick skin, but also having this internal strength that like no one can mess with you, because you know yourself, you have a strong foundation. Because if you don't have a strong foundation, and you have thick skin, you're still going to internalize that, because it's still going to stick to you, you know? But if you have a strong foundation where you're like, I know that's not true, and I have thick skin, so it's like, nice try, boo. That didn't work, you know? Because I realized like I've grown thick skin, which when you think of it, like literally, I'm like, ew, gross. But I've grown thick skin, but then I'm like, why do I still feel drained reading comments? Why do I still feel hurt? And I realized, because my foundation isn't strong. Like I truly am not my number one fan. I'm not believing in myself. What's going on? So like I wrote this self-love song 2.0. I wrote like the first one like last year, and so I wrote the new one on my Instagram, and that's just like to kick me in the butt, to be like, girl, you got yourself here. You're meant to be here. Why are you doubting yourself? Stop comparing yourself to other people. Chill out.
When I put the video out, can I play a little bit of the music?
Yeah, for
amazing.
sure.
Stay in your lane and mind your business. Put on your headphones, they're just noise. Their pace is not your pace. Their success is not your failure. 'Cause you got it like that. You got it like that. And that's a fact, baby. You got it like that. No one can do it like you. You're the only you. So you better own it, own it, own it. 'Cause you got it like that. I have dinosaurs on my shirt.
I was like, I think I saw it like this morning or something. It was so funny and so you and so like heartfelt. And like, I was like, hey, if there isn't like a niche of like a comedian singer or singer comedian in the world,
that's what I think.
Career?
That's what like I want to start doing more, is like comedy and music.
Because it's not really done, I don't think, and it should be.
Yeah, it's not done as often as like I would like to see, especially from like people who look like me or other people in our culture and stuff. But one time I did like a comedy thing where I sang at UCB called Spanglish Aquí Presents, and it's an amazing show. Every month they have a show. I think it's the last Friday of the month or the first Friday of the month, and so I sang a song about being a pocho concha, and like the crowd was like roaring. Like I like had them in like the palm of my hands, and I was like, this is so infectious. I'm like, I want more of this. And it was like me singing, but me like, I wrote this song that's like funny. And
it's a whole other thing. I was
Yes.
watching it, I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. So please keep doing it.
yeah, I want to try. Thank you.
Okay. Well, that was What App. And while we continue to eat our salad, I'm going to actually get the real food now.
Okay.
And then because this next segment is called Dream Dish.
Okay.
So obviously I'm filming, or I'm giving you your dream dish, but while I'm kind of serving and dishing it for you,
Okay.
you have to dish for me either a secret you've never told anyone else before,
Okay.
or you can like reveal something that like the world needs to know more about.
Okay. Oh my god.
Okay, it's gonna be hot, so don't touch the plate.
What?
Yes.
Oh my god. I see so many different things
Okay,
in this.
yes.
I'm so excited.
So, right here, we have like a little grilled cheese bar, if you will, because you were like, oh, I like cheese, or I like grilled cheese. And I was like, how can I make that interesting? And not just like white bread and cheese.
Yeah.
So what I did was I made 4 different flavors. Okay. So you can like really
Yeah, I'm gonna eat
get
them
fun
all.
with it. Good. And there's 2 different types of bread. So like the whiter one is sourdough, which you said is your
Yum,
favorite.
I love sourdough.
And the other one is like a honey oat wheat. And
That's
then
my second favorite. Bread.
killing it with the surprise favorites here. And then so the flavors we have is this is jalapeno cheddar bacon.
Oh.
I have brie, pear, and honey. So that's like a sweeter one. Blueberry, balsamic basil, and goat cheese.
Oh my god.
Another kind of sweet one. And then we have a chicken pesto mozzarella.
I love pesto. Oh my god.
So yeah, there's like a bunch of different stuff. Like you can literally have one of each, just eat it all. And then you can have some balsamic vinegar with yours. I have more pesto if I can grab that for you if you want that. But yeah, it's time to just chow down
What the
and
heck?
enjoy the food.
Oh my god, this is like the best show I've been on ever.
I'm here to make you happy, Maya.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, start grabbing some food.
Okay.
And did you think of something to dish? Is there anything that you have to tell the world that they don't know about you?
I don't know.
Okay, here, it might pop up while we're eating, so maybe think about
Okay.
it. And if not, well, I'm sure we'll come to one eventually. But yeah, so this is that's a chicken pesto mozzarella.
That's fresh.
If you need any more brightness, there's some vinegar that'll like really give it a nice boost of tang. And then, I mean, do you want to just try a bite of each?
Yeah.
Do that. We're here to destroy these. So
I know, I don't want to be like a gorda,
No,
which
do
is
it.
like,
So this is garlic, cheddar, and mozzarella. Yeah, good.
oh my god.
I'm glad you're happy. This is good.
It's so good.
Okay.
This is like stuff I would buy at a store. The sandwich would be like $20.
Right. Yeah.
Like each of these would be $20.
Yeah, but I made it. I mean, it wasn't. It was probably like, I don't know. Like that sandwich probably cost me $2 to make.
Oh my god.
Right? Because when you make it at home, it's not that expensive.
All I do is order out.
Mm.
Because I don't cook. But I think I need the recipe for all of this. So are you showing how? Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, keep eating, keep enjoying. So in the beginning, I really wanted to do this from the start, but I didn't have any of this stuff. I had to like slowly get things right because I have to also pay my bills. But now I have everything. So Curly's was the first one that had a full recipe video and the DinnerViews. So I'm still gonna put up the full like hour-long interview. So if people want to sit and watch the full podcast, they can, or they can listen to it on Spotify or iTunes.
Wow.
Yes. But let's say if you're maybe like me and you don't have like a short attention span and you want to kind of get the most out of it and then hop out, I make a full-on recipe video, top down, and then we'll play like the best moments of the interview over that. So it's like a more 5 to 6 minute version, and then you'll have a recipe to make these at home.
That is amazing. This is such a good concept.
Thank you. I love deep conversations, and I feel like especially in the internet that we're having now, we don't have as much of that anymore. And like And I think people are the most vulnerable, the most open when you're with friends and you're stuffing your face.
And you're
right?
just eating, yeah.
Yeah, because then, like, and that's the best way to have good conversations. It's like my favorite conversations are with food and wine over food, or food and wine and with good friends. And yeah, so we'll see where it goes. For now, it's just a passion project and not paying any bills, but we'll see in the future, you know?
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
How do you think of like the flavors and if they're gonna be good together?
That's an interesting conversation because I find myself now in a new space where I'm like doing more videos and editing and all this type of stuff, right? But like growing up, like all I ever did was cook, right? And I went to school for food and worked in restaurants. So it's almost like when I do these types of things, like the food aspect is maybe like 5% of my brain power, because I'm like having to learn all these other things. But food has always come naturally to me, and so like when someone like says something food-wise, I can just like immediately picture it in my brain, how it's gonna taste, how it's gonna look, how it's gonna like.
You're like psychic, but for food.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
kind of.
You
Yeah.
have a good intuition when it
Yeah.
comes to pairing foods
Yeah, it's just
together.
because I've done it for my whole life. I've always tried new flavors, always mixed and matched, always read about food, and so all those things come really naturally to me. I know what would go well with certain things and what would not match, and how to get like a full flavor profile. So we have a little bit of everything, right? You said you like sweet and savory, and then I have like a lot of bright colors and some neutral colors, and yeah, so I've just gotten really good at kind of developing a full flavored menu, I would say. But yeah, it's a muscle you have to work, just like anything, like just like comedy, just like whatever. You have to like work that muscle. But yeah.
Yeah, I have not flexed that muscle. It is so weak. But
Time will come. Time.
but it's also like, I feel like this is also your love language.
Yes. Oh,
Right?
In a million times, yes. Yeah, I like. Nothing makes me happier than when someone comes over and I can just cook for them food and we can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. My love language is like, what is my love language? I've been single for a while, y'all. Well, for like 6 months. I'm just kidding. Longer than that. I guess my love language is like, I'm very intuitive to other people's feelings, and like, I love to make them feel good in terms of like, if I know they're having a bad day, like I'm always checking up on them, or like I'll get them something. Like I'm very attentive.
Words of affirmation.
Words about like my love language for me, how I would like to be loved, is words of affirmation. Number 1. I think number 2 was quality time.
Okay.
And then number 3 was acts of service.
Okay.
Number 4 was like gifts.
Yeah.
And then number 5 was like physical touch or something.
Gotcha.
don't
Okay.
I'm like,
Cool.
don't touch me. I'm just kidding. Yeah. But I think like the way I give out love is I'm very attentive, like affectionate sometimes. A lot of affection. I'm very affectionate.
That's good though.
But yeah, I just like, I want them to make sure that they know that I know what they're going through.
Yes.
That they're worth it. That I want to be there for them.
Yeah.
You know, because I like that when other people are conscious of that.
Yeah, I agree, because like sometimes you just want them to prove that they
Yes.
care. You know, 'cause
Yeah.
even if they say it, even if like you know, oh, they're my boyfriend, like of course they do care. But it's like, no, I want you just to like remind me.
I need to be reminded
Yeah.
every 5 seconds. I still want to be with you. Okay. Thank you.
Oops. Oh well. Okay, did you try them all yet or not? I think you have a bacon one left and one of the other dessert ones. The brie, pear and honey. That's actually really good. I love it a lot.
I love like anything mixed with like brie.
Oh, you like brie?
I
Great.
love
There's
brie.
more here too. I always tell people my goal is to like have you like be rolled out by the time we're done.
I can eat too.
Good,
I'm like
good.
always so self-conscious of like, oh, you should slow down eating, but
Whatever.
this isn't the time for that.
No, you're in Matthew's house, which means you get to enjoy it and just like live your best food life.
All right, here's the brie. Oh my god.
That one's much sweeter than the other one because I actually put honey in with it.
It's very soft and gentle.
Yeah.
The blueberries were like, I'm here.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, girl. This one was like, I mean, I'm good. I'm like, you are good.
Okay, and so now that we're eating, we have all the food here, it's kind of like time to like dive deeper into who Maya is while we're enjoying our grilled cheese and salad. So like, I know, you know, that you've been on the internet for a super long time, and I think even before BuzzFeed, I think I've like probably had seen you on Vine, like now, like I don't know, like randomly. So it's just like you've been in the game for a long time. So I'm curious of what was like the first thing that inspired you or motivated you to like just start it when you were 16?
Definitely the Disney Channel. Raven-Symoné, Lizzie McGuire. Anything where people were singing and dancing, cracking up. I feel like a lot of my comedic influences are from Raven, That's So Raven, and Spongebob.
And now I see it. You're very like Raven. Wow,
Yeah.
cool.
And it's not like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna copy everything she does, but it's like there's like we're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
And like I know so many other like comedians and influencers who have the same kind of like humor as me and stuff. So I think just like my parents are artists, and so they've always encouraged my brother and I to be super creative and you know, to, you know, work on our passions. And so I mean, instead of having a quinceañera or a sweet 16, my mom bought me my own URL domain name, which is Mayainthemoment.
Oh, wow.
She bought one for my brother and for me. And so at first, honestly, for a while, I had no idea what I was doing in terms of like what my voice was, what message I wanted to give out to the world. So until then, I just kind of like goofed around, and I would like create funny things on YouTube. It wasn't until I went through like a horrible breakup when I was like 19. It was like my first love, first everything. And in order to heal my heart, my parents were like, you need to give out love to people. So like, you know, you're good at singing, you love to sing, why don't you like sing love songs? So I did a series on YouTube called Love Songs for a Year, where I sang love songs for a year. And then when it came to Valentine's Day, I sang love songs, $5 customized love songs on Fiverr.com when it first started. And Fiverr.com is like a service website that you can provide for like $5.
How entrepreneurial of you at like such a young age, wow.
I was hustling. So I did that, and I ended up singing over 200 love songs, and it garnered like some sort of, you know, attraction from news outlets. So they like had me on their shows, like singing to the hosts and stuff. And from there, I actually met Macy, who works at BuzzFeed, and eventually she went to BuzzFeed, and I was like, hey girl, I make videos, what's going on? And I think I was like 20 years old at the time.
Wow.
And she's like, oh, well, let me know when you graduate college. And I'm like, okay, I have like a lot of years left, but all right.
More work.
Yeah. And then Vine came out, and that's where I felt like I tested everything.
Right.
Like that's where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be myself and be goofy, and it worked. And I had like a couple of viral hits and ended up garnering over like 100,000 followers on there, which I was like, yes, perfect. And then I made more of a transition onto YouTube and tried everything from like game stuff to tutorials to like beauty tries or whatever, and like comedy stuff, just because I needed to build a bunch of stuff. And from there I was like building brand deals and relationships with them and stuff. So throughout that time when I talked to Macy, I was like building stuff. So I wasn't ready yet. I didn't really know who I was, what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted to do like videos. And so eventually I like got contacted by Macy again, and she was like, hey, she's like, do you want to be a resident on Better Like I've been seeing your stuff. And I'm like, oh, but I thought, and at this time I like dropped out of college because I didn't need it anymore, because I was getting like flown out to all these places for like branded stuff, and I'm like, I don't need school, I'm doing what I want to do. And so and she was like, I was like, oh, well, I thought I needed a college degree. I'm like, I dropped out of school. She was, oh, no. She's like, I just thought you wanted to finish school.
Like, you could have started way earlier.
But I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready to,
Life has a way of working itself out.
Yeah, I wasn't ready to develop. I needed to develop my style more and what I really wanted to do. And then I feel like from there, when I got onto Better Like, I really honed in on like what it was. And the reason why, it's not just like I went to Better Like and like, wow, because working with all these things made me, you know, find my style. It was when I opened up. Because I knew when I got there that I needed to like evolve more. Like what I was doing before is great, but like this is the big leagues. This is like BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
And I need to up it. Also, I'm on a all Latinx team. And my identity was not favorable in the beginning because they didn't trust me and I didn't trust myself. But the moment I opened up and was like, I'm just gonna trust myself, it worked. You know?
Were you trying to kind of maybe like, you know, be more like Latinx than you were at the time? Were you trying to like fake that you weren't like the Spanglish speaker? Or what were you trying to do that didn't work out until you found your niche?
I was like, I mean, because I had never really focused on being a Latina in my videos. It was always general market. I would do like Latino brand deals where like I just happened to be Latina and then I happened to like do whatever and it would target to the Latino audience. But I knew that I had to dive deeper and explore it because I was very surface level with everything with my comedy and it wasn't working. Like Vine started slowing down within like probably 2015, 2016. Eventually it died like 2017. And I like nothing was hitting anymore for me on YouTube or Vine. And so I was like, man, I'm like, this sucks. I'm like, I really want to do this, but like, what do I have to do? Like, I've tried everything and now I'm here and I'm like, what can I tap into? And I'm like, well, the only thing I know that is authentic to me is how I struggle with my identity being a Latina. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to push forward for that. I remember I pitched my idea to the team and it was like the first week that I was there and I was like, I want to make a video and it's going to be titled When You Suck at Being a Latina. And they were like, okay, let's
for our audience, that
they
kind
were
of
like,
stuff.
all right. And I remember somebody telling me like, that's great and all, but you know, people want to be proud to be Latino. People don't want to like point out their weaknesses.
Right.
And I was like, something in me was like, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love when people open up about their weaknesses because it helps me to heal and relate. So I was like, no. So I made the video and it did great. And it showcased who I was, what I wanted to do, and I put it all out there. And I was like, if they don't like me, I literally did my best. If they don't like this, then I'm not meant to be here.
Right.
Because it was a residency. I was there for 3 months. So I was like, I had 3 months to prove myself. And so now I feel like my inspiration when I started has changed and developed because I have changed.
Wow.
You know, I've opened up and I wasn't open before because I was scared. And now that I'm open, I see, you know, all the success that I've had because I was brave enough to do it. You know,
that Aries energy.
Yeah, exactly. I was like being a little Pisces before. I mean, Pisces are brave in their own way, but I was being very quiet and timid. And now in my life, I feel like it's been 3 years that I've been at BuzzFeed, and I feel like, what's the next step for me? What is my next journey to open up?
Right.
Because I feel like I'm at a very crucial point right now in that I need to start doing other things in order to evolve more. I feel like a Pokemon.
Well, what's interesting about that is like, I've always been shocked because having worked there, right? You have so much on your plate. You're always busy. It's like a huge workload. But you've consistently been able to do extra stuff. Like, I'm always like shocked that you're able to like hilarious videos on your own Insta. So I'm always like impressed by your work ethic, and then just like it's just like always amazing. So like I don't think it'll be a hard transition for you to like, you know, because you're already doing it, right? It's just kind of figuring out how to pay the bills and how like that can be like the next chapter in your life, and I think you're getting there.
I think it's like believing in yourself.
Yeah.
Especially when there's like other people who are like more successful than you, and you guys like started. Like I remember on Vine, I started with a bunch of different people who are super mega famous now, and like, not to discredit their work, but they were not making great stuff.
Right.
But
you have lasting talent, whereas I think there's a lot of like flavor of the month people, right? But you've been building and building and building, not only like a fan base, but like just like a talent, right?
Yeah.
So like, don't ever feel that way, because like, you know, just time will come, and you've been doing it, right? So
yeah.
A slow rise is better than one that drops and falls.
And that's my character in the movie, is that I'm the person who is like, I have not a very slow climb, but it's a slow climb. Yeah. You know, but
then it's earned.
Yeah, and that's just what I've struggled with, is like seeing people who, I mean, I'm not the one who determines who's deserving of what, but like my qualifications of like a good video or being a good person are, you know, and my morals are very like basic, I think, and some people are like not that great, but yet the world loves them, and there's like other chisme that I'm like, oh, I wish you guys knew. Yeah. That's tea. Yeah. But no one will ever know.
That's for off cam.
Yeah, and that's like something that like I just have to live with. That's like, that's their journey, that's their thing. Their karma is gonna be dealt with. Yeah. And I just need to focus on myself. Yes. That's like at the end of the day. And that's the stuff that like gets in the way of what I want to do. Yeah. You know, so I think that's where I'm at. That's where I am in this point of my life, is like, no more distractions. Like, no more like whatever this person is doing, whatever this person's not doing. Like, what is Maya doing?
Yeah. And that's smart, because I always feel, you know, think about the most successful people in the world, the people that are the most happy. It's the people who aren't like wasting their time with other people's problems. Like, think of like Beyonce. Do you think she really wastes a ton of time on other people's problems? No, she's just like, how can I make myself happy and make people around me happy and like achieve my life's mission? Yeah. And just keep focusing on that. And also, you know, I think it's an interesting spot where you're in, because like you're still kind of comfortable where you're at, and you don't really know for sure what the next step is. And maybe what's going to happen is like you're preparing, and then one day life is just going to like hit you, and then that's what's going to force you to change. That's what kind of forced me to change, you know, like, and now I'm doing more of what I wanted to do, because life just kind of kicked me in the butt and said, get on with your life. You know? So
it's like when preparation meets opportunity, what Oprah says. Yeah. So.
Yeah. The true definition of like luck and success is that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just like hard, because you forget sometimes. You know.
People come and go. There's like the jealousy monster, right? But yeah, I just like remind myself is that there's so many people that fall hard after a big thing, and like, do you want that? No, I don't want that. I don't want to be the person that like dies at 30. You know, I want to enjoy life. Well, you know, there's people that do that.
Yeah.
You know, and so just and then when you do make it big one day, because you will, then like, but then you have a rich history that you're proud of. Right? Whereas, right?
You're gonna make me cry.
Well, it's true. I mean, imagine if you, like, someone had noticed you at 16 and you got, like, a huge deal, and you were doing, like, commercials that you hated, and you were miserable, but you made money and you were famous. Yeah. And then when you were 50 and finally figured out what you really wanted in life, and people would be like, yeah, but she was that kid at 16 who, like, sold her soul. Yeah. You know? People are going to respect your journey much more.
Yeah. It's just, you know,
but
this industry is very, very weird.
It is.
And especially like, and I mean industry in terms of like social media entertainment, like media, because the entertainment industry on its own is like insane, but like social media, influencers, creators, all that stuff is like, you know, it's can be cutthroat at times, but I've had very great experiences with people and creators, and you know, I've just encountered like probably 3 people within my 10 years of creating that I'm like, and it's like, those are the people at certain times of my life that I've been like, don't focus on them, focus on you. And I always end up learning from them of what not to do, or like taking something that they're successful at and being like, okay, I'm gonna apply that here.
Yeah, like what is the 1% of them that makes them work? How can I learn from that 1% and then avoid the rest?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, what is your dream? Like, what would you love to be doing in 10, 20 years?
Yeah, I think my dream would be to have like a Netflix original series.
Yes,
or to,
put
like,
it out there. Put it out there.
Yeah, to like star in one. I don't know if I want to go into acting because I love making videos on the internet, you know, but I would like to create a series like on the internet, on YouTube, that's successful. I want my YouTube channel to be successful. The things that I'm creating right now currently on Better Like are more like personal essay journey videos, like Pocho Concha focused, where I'm like trying to like do stuff and learn stuff within the culture.
Good.
So I've been doing like Pocho Concha Kitchen, which is like I tried to make a signature Mexican dish in Spanish. The instructions are in Spanish. I'm gonna try to be in like a mariachi band. And I'm going to try to do like folklorico dancing, get transformed into a pachuca, which is like a pinup girl-ish, but not really. They're more like activists, like back in the day.
Wow.
At the end of the day, it's just like believing in yourself that you can do all these things. Because you could be the most talented person in the world, have all of these tools and skills, taken all the classes, you're super smart, but if you don't believe that you are the shit, then like no one else is gonna believe it.
It's a whole mind game, but it's right, like once you believe it, it's like everyone else just kind of falls in order, you know? Oh sorry, what were you gonna say?
I heard that's right.
So now I want to talk about, so you talked a lot about like kind of figuring out yourself, being confident in yourself. What has been for you, and we talked about a few things, but like what's been like the hardest challenge for you to accept about yourself?
I've talked about this a lot in therapy for love.
Good.
But I think it's like my personality. I have a fear of being too much for people.
Oh, really?
And so sometimes I will like not dumb down myself, but dim my light a little bit.
Aww.
Because I'm afraid of like, if I am 100% myself, which is like a mixture of like, you know, an introvert and an extrovert, but when I am an extrovert, I'm like bouncing off the walls. And so I have a fear that like if I show that, then they won't love me or accept me and stuff like that. I know it's messed up because and on the internet and with friends, I'm like, I don't care. Like you can accept me, whatever. But I think love and relationships is so sensitive to me and to everyone because you're showing your true self and asking them to love you and hoping that they will accept you.
So more in a romantic situation, you mean?
Yeah, more in a romantic situation. But that carries over into videos too.
Definitely.
And to career stuff because like, I have a sense of like confidence, but when you don't resolve something and you put it in your and like shove it down, it'll pop up into other places because you've not resolved that one thing. Oh, I taste a jalapeno. It's like creeping up.
Pop in? Yeah, I now realize I did put a lot of them on camera to like show it, but it might be a lot in one sandwich.
It's fine. I can handle it. But also like I have a lot of like body image issues. I definitely have like body dysmorphia, where you like see stuff on your body
that's not really there.
Yeah. And like I had a thing today where I was like taking like someone was taking pictures of me. I'm like, oh, I don't like this. And they're like, why? I'm like, because I look like this, and this. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, oh, it's really acting up today. My body dysmorphia. But it's like all these things together are like things I'm slowly starting to accept. And once I found out that they were an issue, I saw it in so many different parts of my life. I was like,
dots were connected.
I was like, no, I thought, and this goes back to like the having a strong foundation, is that like I thought that I knew myself, that I loved myself, that I was like my own homegirl. But after this thing happened, like it all crumbled. Yeah. You know, and I realized, like you think,
stabs you.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it like pains me sometimes because people are like, how are you so confident?
I was just gonna say, like, so I have a lot of friends, and some of them I've like interviewed for the show, and that that I would say are like really confident, at least outwardly people, right? And they're all the same people, like Joyce, Jaleesa, all the same people that like everyone is like, I wish I could be like you, right? I love your confidence. And from a lot of those people, I've really learned that it's even though they want to believe it and they feel it most of the time, there are moments when they really don't feel it, and it's like a performance for them, and they're afraid people will not believe their true selves or won't like their real selves, so they have to keep performing more. And then like, you know, there's like two sides of them. And what I've learned is that, you know, people who are fans or who are like watching you online, right? Their image of you is not your real self. So you really just need, again, like to figure out who you are, but also when it comes to like love relationships or like true friendships with people, you have to kind of really focus in on the people who, when you are down, they don't expect you to be like funny Maya, you know? Like there's like, you know, you can cry today, you can whatever today, and just like, and because that's when you're gonna find true love, because eventually there's gonna be some person that comes into your life, and they're gonna be even more loving when you're on your down days, right? Well, but that's...
that is so true.
And eventually you're gonna, and I think, so like, I'm not a therapist, but in my mind, your like true partner isn't gonna be someone that like is fully like bowing down to like your comedic side, because you already have that and you already love that in yourself. What you're gonna find is someone who's gonna be like, yeah, she's funny, I know that, but they're gonna love everything else about you, right? And then that's just gonna be like, oh, she's just
You're really gonna make me cry in the club right now.
Well, no, because and also so look for those kind of people, like the people that are just like like praising you. Let them be those fair weather people. Eventually, people are gonna. And I think you have some friends hopefully now that are like that. But both friends and relationships, like look for those people.
Yeah, it gets difficult sometimes. Like when you are a personality, and then I got a comment. Well, not like a comment, but like somebody that I was on a trip with who had watched my videos, and she was like, where's Mayainthemoment? I'm like, what? And she was like, oh, she's like, you know, you're usually like super bubbly and like, you know, uppity and just like upbeat. Like, where is she? And I'm like, wow. And that's what made me feel like, am I not good enough in who I am? Like normally? Because normally my tone is like low-ish. I would say like I talk like this a lot. In videos, obviously I'm more animated and like, hey, blah, 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 because if I were to be like, you know, it doesn't feel like how I want to present myself on videos. But when I'm just myself, I'm chill. And so that comment really stuck with me. And it was like this girl she's very cool, she's very nice, but like I don't think she realized like how hurtful that was. And like obviously it's not her fault, because like, you know, who...
No, but it was. If you felt that way, it was her fault.
It was a little shitty, but like, you know, it's... Stuff like that makes it hard to be like, oh, like, should I be like this all the time? But that's not me. It's not me. Like, it is me 100%. The way I am in videos is like, that's how I am. But like, we have many sides to us.
And maybe it's just, you know, just open yourself up to doing more things, even like this, where you are more serious, right? Then now there's an hour of content that will be out there that can show this side of you. And then, you know, just keep being yourself. And eventually, like, if people can't get on the train that you're a multifaceted human being with multiple sides to you, then like whatever, you know? But yeah, it's like, I think you can't change some people's minds, and then so again, like, don't let them bother you.
Nobody is perfect.
No.
Like, everybody that you see on the internet that you're like, wow, they're so confident. They definitely have those days where it is hard to get out of bed. So like, you have to push yourself sometimes, but you know, self-care, all those good things, eating good food, good company. It's all gonna work out. We're fine, you guys. Everything's gonna be fine.
You know, we're talking it out. That's what really helps us, you know, deal with the problem.
I'm an oversharer, so this is beautiful.
It's perfect. I love to share as well. Okay, so we're kind of nearing the end a little bit. So I kind of like two last little things. So it's a common tradition where everyone signs the DinnerViews guest book, and they put down how many they got for the game. And
Storm got 22?
And then they write a question for the next person.
Oh.
All right? And it's a surprise to everyone. So I'm going to read Curly's question for you. because he was here last week.
My Curly.
And I haven't read it yet, so it's Maya. Hello, this is Curly from the past. When you read this, you'll be a little older and a little wiser. If you can pick your ideal man, what would he be like?
Wow, how telling.
Yeah. He is a bruja.
He is. I think my ideal partner would be like someone who is very caring and who is like down to be with me in any situation. I need someone who's like confident, self-aware, and who's very open to different things, open-minded, you know? Also, someone who's like doing cool stuff.
Yeah, isn't that attractive? Like someone who's like...
Someone who's romantic and cute. I just want to be loved on.
Yeah.
And I want to love on them, you know?
Okay, so now we're gonna get to the last little question here, is if you could talk to like a younger Maya, okay, let's say 5, 6, 7, A, what would she think of the food tonight?
Oh man, yeah.
And then what advice would you give her?
I think my younger self would love this meal.
Okay.
She loved cheese. Oh my gosh. Like any sandwich, I was like down for. I think a message to my younger self would be, I struggled a lot with like kind of like a mood disorder, and all throughout my life I would get like, you know, why are you sad all the time? Why are you moody all the time? Instead of like asking me why,
And
or
learning
are
from
you
it.
okay? Do you need to go see a therapist or something like that? So I internalized like being a moody girl and everything. So I think what I would say to her, I would give her a huge hug and be like, you're okay. Your, you know, emotions may be a little out of whack, but we're gonna like fix that soon. And you're worthy either way, if you're moody or not. Like you are enough, and don't worry about it. You're gonna be fine. And I love you. Just kidding.
No, that was sweet. Well, amazing. Thank you. Did you have fun?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I'm like gonna definitely chow down on all this. Like,
Yeah, I know. It's every time we kind of like never finish the food, so I'm like, we'll cut camera, we'll actually eat and talk. But okay, well, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So to check out more of Maya, your handle on Instagram, and I think everything is Maya.
Everything is Maya in the Moment, Maya in the Moment. I post videos on my YouTube channel, and post a lot on my Instagram stories.
So good. I literally one of the best story games.
Thank you.
I'm not even lying. Literally, like I'm just like scrolling through people's, and I'm like, oh, here's Maya. They gotta watch.
People say it's like a show. Like I try to like make it like a little like vlog or show. I also tweet a lot of my feelings. So, yeah.
Great. And then for us here on DinnerViews, if you're really enjoying what you are listening to or watching, hopefully you let me know so we can kind of more tailor the show to what you like. My hope is that people listen while they're cooking, or like when they're on the treadmill and they need some inspiration, like some food inspiration, or they're like, some people said that they like fall asleep while listening to it, because it's like, you know, relaxing, right?
It is, yeah.
And so keep following the show. This is actually, we're almost done with season 1.
Wow.
Our last guest is Alex Trager.
Oh.
And you're actually gonna write a question for Alex.
Okay, I love Alex.
Yay! And so we'll do it once we're done. But yeah, this will be a secret question just for her. We'll answer it when the show starts next week. And thanks for watching. And if you want to support the show and send in video questions to the guests, please go to the Patreon, www.patreon.com/MatthewFrancisJ. And that's all for DinnerViews.
Yay! Thank you. We're gonna eat all of this.
We're really gonna eat all the food now. Yay!
Yay! We did it!
Woo!